edition of Great O'Clock. It is Wednesday night, and we have a very, very special guest with us. I am honored to have Dr. Walter Sims, First Church's Periscope, in the building with us tonight. And tonight we are going to be talking about your vision and your legacy, how they are intertwined, and the importance of both. So first, for all of you all that don't know me, let me introduce myself. My name is Gerald Dubose. My company is The New Wealth Order. We help entrepreneurs elevate their business by developing a winning culture, implementing value-driven sales and marketing strategies to increase productivity and profitability. That is who I am. That is what we do. But tonight, it's about the man himself, Dr. Walter Sims in the house. How are you, Doc?
Man, like I shared with you the other day during our conversation, the only way I could be better if you and I were twins, right, Reverend?
Oh, that would be a lot of trouble. That's double trouble right there for real. So, so Doc, let's get it going. For the people that don't know you, please introduce yourself so everybody can know who Dr. Walter Sims is.
Well, again, Brother Gerald, I thank you for allowing me this opportunity to be with you here on Great O'Clock. I'm Dr. Walter Sims. I am the Minister of Motivation. I am a professional speaker. I'm a spiritual, mental toughness, relationship coach, accountability partner, and mentor. My business is the Minister of Motivation LLC, and also I am a radio show host, a TV show host, and also by night, I am the pastor of the First Church of Periscope that was founded June the 14th. We have evening church, we have Bible study, we have Sunday morning worship, and if I could just give you a nutshell of what I do, I help bridge the gap between where you are and what God wants you to be. Because the two most important days in a person's life is the day that they were born and the day that they figure out why. I'm a purpose finder. I help people figure out their why.
Doc, you're a little choppy there. You might want to refresh. It sounded a little choppy. So just hit the refresh button. I'll hit pause real quick and we'll bring it right back. All right. So Dr. Sims, you were telling us a little bit about what you do, and it got a little choppy. Can you please tell us one more time what it is that Dr. Walter Sims does for the good people?
All right. Well, again, good evening, Brother Gerald, Right Reverend Dubose. It is a blessing to be with you and your congregation this evening. Basically, I'm a purpose finder. I help people discover their purpose, and I do that through my professional speaking, my life coaching. I'm a spiritual, mental toughness, relationship coach. I'm an accountability partner. I'm a mentor. I host a radio show, a TV show, and I'm pastor of Sweet Bethel Baptist Church and the First Church of Periscope here in cyberspace. I have a virtual church. So, man, I'm just glad to be here, Brother Dubose.
Hey, I am honored to have the powerful, the magnificent Dr. Walter Sims. So let's get it going. So Dr. Sims, where did you get started on this journey to being a coach? And just tell the people a little bit about your journey of how you started and where the vision came from to do what you do.
Well, it was around 2009 time frame, just going through some financial trials and situations. I was investigating some other ways to get some residual income, and I have some buddies that I play Madden football with on the PlayStation, and I just asked one of them one day, because he was an entrepreneur, and I said, "Brother Jimmy, what's some other ways that I can generate some income?" And so he said, "You a pastor, right?" He said, "What else is a pastor but a life coach?" Man, I started researching that, and it just matched what I love to do, is helping people really figure out why they're here. And I've been coaching for a long time. And so I just formalized it. I secured me a coach. I got somebody to help me really navigate my way. And I hired my first coach. And I just talked to her 2 weeks ago. And she said I was her first client and I have been her best client. And I invested in myself right out of the gate. And it's been great ever since. And my daddy was my pastor for 46 years. And so I grew up in the church. And so it's just been a natural progression for me to become a professional speaker, the life coaching piece, the mentorship, etc. So, man, I'm just doing what I've been called to do. I'm doing what the Lord has placed in front of me to do. Man, I get to do this. I get to motivate and encourage and exhort people every day, Gerald. And man, I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it.
That is powerful. I mean, because I believe, I am of the firm belief that we are only born to do two things. People talk about their purpose. The purpose is the easy part. How you live the purpose is the challenge, I think. I believe we all are born to create and to serve. Those are the two reasons we all are here. That I don't care how you chop it up, what you do and how you create and how you serve.
That's right.
Is the thing that people are trying.
I'm still here. Thank you for those hands, Vanessa. Man, it's good to see everybody in the building. I see Robert C. Stern. I see everybody. It's just good to see everybody. Man, I appreciate those hands, y'all. It's my show now. Well, what I've been challenging people to do, my followership on Periscope, my people that I coordinate with each and every day. What is your vision? I went to a lot of Dr. Martin Luther King observances Sunday and Monday, and one of the themes this year was people without a vision will perish. And so my takeaway and my challenge for my followership is, what is your vision for your life? A lot of people talk about, well, what are your goals for 2016? But what is your vision for not only this year, but for your life? Amen. Amen. Well, part of developing a vision is understanding why you're here, because your goals should support your vision. And your vision should be, how are you impacting the lives of others? How are you using your gifting to impact the lives of others? Because as Gerald was saying, we are here for two reasons: to create and to serve. So how are you doing that? And we left some things on the table in 2015 because we were not all in for ourselves. And I've been sharing this since December the 31st up until now. We left some things on the table in 2015. You were not all in with you. We cry for support and we cry for people to come to our aid and help us. But yeah, well, I got you. And so are you supporting yourself? Are you supporting yourself? Okay. Dr. King's vision was to have for everybody to be treated equally. Okay. His purpose was supposed to be a voice for people, African Americans, people of color like myself. He just wanted fair treatment. That was his purpose. God used him as an instrument of equality. His vision was that one day his children will be not judged not by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. So your purpose and your vision, your purpose is, why am I here? Your vision is bringing that thing into a reality, making that thing reality, using that to impact people. You see what I'm saying? And so how do you do that? And that's one of the things I do, is help people realize that, because a lot of frustration comes from you not really understanding why you're here. And Dr. Miles Monroe said the saddest thing is to be successful in the wrong thing. A lot of people are successful, but they're not happy. A lot of people got a good checking account and have things, but they're still not happy. There you go. A lot of people are not happy because they don't know why they are here. And until you figure out your why, you're just spinning your wheels. You know what I'm saying? So is Gerald coming back? Do I need to go out and come back in? Do I need to go out? That's right. That's good. That's good. That's a good definition, NH, for real. Do I need to go out? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right. Y'all ask me some questions, please. Okay, I'm here. I'm good. How can Gerald get back in? What happened to Gerald? Y'all ask me some questions. Y'all break your notebook out. Break your notebook out. Let's go. But you ought to know why you are here. Okay, here we go. Okay. Okay. Okay, there they go. Okay. All right, there you go. Get that notebook out. The two most important days in a person's life is the day they were born and the day they figure out why. And so how many people in here you know your why? Oh, that's a good question. It centers around what's really easy for you to do. It centers around what's really easy for you to do. And then another way to get at it through the back door, what frustrates you? What frustrated Dr. King was to see people that look like him get mistreated. Okay, that bothered him. So that was tied into what his purpose and his vision was. Okay, and so what bothers you? Investigate that thing that bothers you, and then you know how to solve that issue, and you take it upon yourself to solve that issue. You know what I'm saying? And so that's how you identify what your vision is. It's tied to what just aggravates the stew out of you. What aggravates me is a wasted life. It bothers me. What's up, Spikefish? A wasted life aggravates me. And so that's why one of my purpose is to help people figure out their why, because a wasted life bothers me.
How you doing?
What's up, Spikefish?
I'm still trying to get to the bottom of it.
I'm all right. I'm all right,
I can
Fish.
only hear you. Are you hearing other people, or are you reading from something else? This is my first time on it.
Yeah, well, I'm reading. Yeah, I'm reading the questions that they're putting in the chat, and now I see you and I can hear you.
That's awesome. That's outstanding. Okay. All right. Well, no. You know what's interesting is I did get a chance to hear the beginning. I got a chance to hear your bio. I've never actually heard of a church that was on Periscope, so I'm pretty impressed with the leveraging of technology that's happening. Where'd you get that idea from?
Well, that's a great question. What happened 2 years ago, I was working with one of my clients and one of my mentees, and she was just at a place where she was frustrated with church, and she put the idea in my spirit, well, Dr. Sim, you ought to start an online ministry or an online church. And so at the time, I'm working full time. I'm in parallel. I'm running my business. So I looked at it for a hot second, and I kind of laid it to the side. And so last April the 17th, I got fired from the nuclear plant. I was an engineer, got fired. And then middle of May, a young man that I was interviewing for my TV show introduced me to Periscope. And I went home, I downloaded Periscope, and man, I started broadcasting, having a good time. So June the 14th, the Lord brought that back to my spirit to start a virtual church. And we designed a fan page about 2 a.m. June the 14th. And at 7:30 a.m., I opened the doors of the First Church of Periscope for the very first time. So and we've been having a good time ever since. And so that's where that's where the church came from.
That sounds awesome. That sounds awesome. I am watching. I Well, I'm also in the process of growing an online tech business where basically web hosting, cloud hosting, that sort of thing. We're not a reseller, we do your stuff. Actually hosting hardware. The idea of what happened online always amazes me. What people can do next, leveraging the technology that already exists and finding other ways to do it. We enjoy it when it comes to radio and market outreach, but something like this, it's a little buggy tonight. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit of a
yeah, it is.
a little, but the idea that it's conceivable that we haven't seen in the past before. You know what I mean? I'm getting the advice that maybe I should reboot my entire computer and get back into this. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm wait for Gerald to get online first before I try to do it that way.
There he is.
Hey, it looks like I'm going through something over here. I'm like moving 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times, and that's not supposed to happen. But it's okay. That's not going to stop it. Somebody trying to stop this conversation from happening. Ain't nothing going to stop this conversation.
We still here. I'm still here.
So we are going to keep it going. So, Doc, here's a good question I have. As far as your vision.
Okay.
And I see the wonderful Mary Taylor in here. Good to see you, sis. She asked already, how do you discover your vision? Let's talk about the importance of your vision.
Right.
How important, how pertinent is that for people in their life to have a vision? And I'm going to refresh because I'm freaking myself out moving back and forth. I got I mean, I'm fast, but I'm not that fast. I'm faster than Ali and Floyd put together right now, and that's scaring me.
Flow like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
That's right. Your eyes can't hit what your eyes can't see. I know about all that. Okay, but Doc, talk to them about the importance of your vision and how important having that vision is.
Well, let me answer it. Let me answer it by looking at two references. Let's start with Dr. King, and since we have just celebrated his holiday, let's look at Dr. King. What if Dr. King had opted not to get uncomfortable? I heard a great sermon Monday night about I have a different view, and he was able to look over into the promised land, metaphorically speaking. He was able to see the day coming where we would be treated equally. For the most, he saw his vision come and become a reality even before it became a reality, because we all know he died at 39. But what if he had opted not to fulfill his purpose? What if he opted not to fulfill his purpose and die without completing his mission? Where would we be if Dr. King had signed up to live out his purpose? Where would we be? Where would we be if Dr. King said, you know what, I'm just going to be comfortable and I'm not going to put my life on the line to fulfill my purpose? So to answer the question, look at the devastation we would probably have lived through if he had not said, Lord, send me, I'll go. What if his heart was not burdened with the desire to see all people created equal? And I mean, can you imagine where we would be if he had not got that baton and said, Lord, I'll run my race, I'll stay in my lane, I'll run my race? We wouldn't have the speech, the I Have a Dream speech on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial. We would not have that. We would not have all of those speeches that he delivered. We would not have what we have today. At least now, you got to think about treating me wrong. If you're going to treat me wrong, at least you got to think about it. At least we got some books, some laws on the books that you have to treat me at least equally. You got to at least act like you're going to treat me right because of the life of Dr. King. And look at Rosetta Parks. Look at Rosa Parks. She refused to get up one day. That was her purpose. She fulfilled that purpose just to refuse to get out of that seat that day. Now look at Jesus. Jesus had a purpose. Jesus had a vision. Jesus fulfilled his calling. He came down here, and I'm not going to preach. I'm going to teach before I preach, right, Reverend? But he had a vision. So we have to. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. You have to fulfill your legacy, your vision. You have to live out your purpose. And my attitude is, Gerald, if you are not willing to live on purpose, if you're not willing to be partakers of your vision for your life, you are a spiritual felon, and you ought to be locked up because you are robbing us of that gift that God has placed inside of you. So you're a spiritual felon. You need to be locked up. I ought to send the right reverend after you. I ought to send Gerald after you and lock you up because you're robbing us of that gift that God has placed in you.
If you send the right reverend after them, they're gonna be in a lot of trouble. A big boy can move. Don't ever underestimate it. But that is so true. You know, you are in contempt, and it's not even just. It's beyond just the earthly contempt, like you said. It's spiritual contempt, because we all are put here for a purpose. And when you don't live your purpose, when you don't fulfill your purpose with that vision, the world suffers. It's not just an individual that hurts. It's not just your family. It's your family and the family of your family that hurts. It's me, it's my children, it's Dr. Sims and his children. Everybody suffers when we don't play our part in adding our piece to this world. And that's why it's so important that people do understand that you can do something that 999 other people cannot do as good as you if they were put together. So that vision and understanding that it's a difference between a dream and a vision. You want to talk about that, Doc?
Yeah, ask that again. Ask that again.
I said it's important that people need to know and understand that there's a difference between a dream and a vision.
That's right. That's right. See, a dream is selfish. A vision is selfless. I'll say it again. A dream is selfish, but a vision is selfless. A dream serves you, but a vision serves a nation. Come on, somebody. A dream is what you want to do. A vision is what shall I do for my fellow man. And so that's the differentiation. A dream is fine. A dream is fine. But a vision is much bigger than that. See, a dream, it'll die with you, but a vision will live way after you gone. Because look at Dr. King. His vision, his life has lived on way beyond 39 years, and it's going to keep on living simply because he served mankind.
See, and you know, I take it even a step further, just to stand on your shoulders as my good brother John Haynes enters the room. You got to meet this brother. Hell, welcome Abdul too. You know, that I say the difference between the main difference between a dream and a vision is a dream is cloudy. You know, it's no clarity to a dream at all. You know, that's why people very rarely remember their dreams. You know, people be like, oh, I dreamt something last night. And you can't even recall what the heck happened when you supposedly dreamed something. You know, but
right.
when you say and you wake up and you feel it and you feel what was happening, you say, oh, I had a vision last night. It's different. It's clear. You can remember every part of that. And it materializes in a manner where you can take steps. You know, the difference between a dreamer and a visionary is that the dreamer is content with the dream, but the visionary is ready to do the work. And that's right. To the legacy that you are talking about. That is how you get to that legacy piece. And when you have that legacy, that is when your vision lives on beyond you, because your vision is not for you. Now talk about that one, Doc. Your vision is not for you.
That's right. That's exactly right. Because again, I'm just leaning on Dr. King's life. He lived so that others will benefit from his efforts. And you ought to be living your life And I love what you said. I love what you said. We're here to create and to serve. Because the Philippian writer said that we ought to have the mind of Christ. And the mind of Christ was the mind of a servant, the life of a servant. And a lot of people are living a selfish existence. But when you are living on purpose, living by design, with the vision in mind, you have a selfless existence. And that's where the blessings come from. That's where the joy comes from. And a lot of people, like you and I talked about this in our production meeting, a lot of people lay down, they go to bed, they wake up sad and they go to bed mad because they are not living to serve this present age. You know what I'm saying? And when you have a servant's heart, man, life is so good. When you live to give, what? Man, that's where the blessings come from. You ought to live to give, man.
That is so true, because that is the most important thing that we are here to do, is to create something and give it. And you know, here's something that I think people need to understand, and this is going to bridge into the legacy portion. You know, that I hear people always misquoting things.
Okay.
And Doc, you know me a little bit. You know, we done had some talks, and we get fired up every time we speak to each other. But you know, it's always better. It's better to give than to receive. It was never written that way.
Right.
You know, the original text was, it's better to be in a position to give than to receive.
That's right.
Because if you're not willing to receive, how can you give?
That's right. That's exactly right.
You cut your own blessings off.
That's exactly right. Because see, that is a spiritual law, the law of sowing and reaping. And I had to learn that. Receiving is a blessing and giving is a blessing. Sowing is a blessing. And so it's a dual-edged sword. As you give, you also receive. You see what I'm saying? As you give, you receive. And it's a dual-edged sword. And so it is a blessing to give, and it's a blessing to receive. To get in that position, to be in a position of a giver is a blessing, because you're in a position to give and you're satisfying that portion of the law. And then to receive in the position of a receiver, that's good as well. So it complements each other.
It does. And my brother John said he's on a plane waiting for takeoff, trying to contain support for this convo. I love John, great brother. And yeah, so it's vital that people need to understand. People are like, oh no, I'm good. Look, why are you going to rob somebody of the gift of being a blessing to you? That you can rob people of that gift. That's a gift. Just like you want to be able to give to
That's
people,
right.
It's okay to be willing to receive, because that allows someone
That's right.
that gift to give. So like you said, it goes hand in hand. Now, when we start talking about legacy and what we want to leave with this world, you know, our good friend, Dr. Miles Monroe, gosh, I'm so sad that man passed before I was able to get in his presence. You know, talked about how, you know, you want to die empty. Don't die with your gift still inside. So Dr. Sims, what is the peace that you want to live with this world? When people talk about Dr. Walter Sims, long after he has left this earthly realm, what is it that you want people to say? Dr. Walter Sims, blank, 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 fill in the blank.
Oh, that's good. Well, Gerald, I interviewed Dr. Miles Monroe, and I went to the Bahamas and sat through one of his leadership conferences. And one of the things he said that really blessed my socks off, he said, leaders create crisis. And he said that, and that resonated with me, because I was still battling, working full time, and then doing my business in parallel. And I was afforded the opportunity to leave my job April the 17th. And so now I'm really forging ahead with what God has called me to do. My dad died August the 12th of last year. And when we sat through the homegoing service, the one word that resonated and kept coming up through everybody speaking about my dad was that he was faithful. That's his legacy. He was faithful. He was a good father. He was a good husband. He was a great pastor, a great teacher, a great friend. He was faithful. And when my day is done, I want to be said of me that Dr. Sims helped me see what God wanted me to do. Dr. Sims gave me a reason to live beyond myself. Dr. Sims helped me live out my calling. Dr. Sims helped me smile. Dr. Sims told me and taught me how to have joy.
Oh, wow.
Man,
are we losing Dr. Sims or are we losing me?
Can you hear me?
I can still hear you,
Yeah,
Joe.
you're back. You're back. Okay, I hear you now.
Yeah.
I can hear you too, Earl.
Okay, good.
All right, we don't have your
good.
video, but we don't have your video, Earl. But please jump in, and I think Earl has some stuff to add here. That's the reason why I asked my brother to come and meet the good Reverend Dr. Sims here. So go ahead, Earl, if you got a question or something you want to say, because they can hear you loud.
Earl.
Yeah. I don't even know where we are in the conversation. I literally just popped up on the scene. At this point, I'm looking outside. I'm seeing snow pile up on my balcony. I've got poor lighting inside this room.
Hey, that's all right. You know what?
I'm still very wide-eyed, appreciating it.
But do you know what? You got poor lighting in that room, but there's plenty of light shining up in here. You better believe it. You in the right place. That's why the light needs to be a little dimmer over there, brother. That light is beaming up in here. So that's what the reason is. And I definitely wanted you to get a chance to meet Dr. Sims. So Doc, let's just talk about so Doc was just talking about his legacy and what he wanted his legacy to be. So
yeah, absolutely.
I will ask you the same question, Brother Earl, since it's your first day on the platform. When they write about you, my good friend Earl Wyatt, what do you want them to say about the good Mr. Earl Wyatt after you have departed this earthly realm? What do you want to be heard?
Oh, wow. Wow. Hopefully they're not finding people how to owe them all $5. Like, it's not helpful. Because I probably budget $5 for itself and done. When I look at the world, a little bit better than the way I feel.
It's breaking up again.
Is that breaking up, bro. Still can't hear me? You know what? I'm gonna have to leave this one in the Lord's hands at this point, because
all right. Well, here's what you do, Earl. Hang out in the chat, because you may not be able to get in, but you can still participate and you can ask questions from over in the side and everything. So just hang out in the chat and participate that way.
Okay, I'll do that.
All right, brother. That's my good friend Earl White. Well, while we got Dr. Sims going, we got at least 15, maybe 20 more minutes with Dr. Sims. I'm going to open up the seat. We have so many wonderful, powerful people in here that came because the doctor himself was in the building. If you would like to come up and ask Dr. Sims a question, please call in. If you would like to ask in the chat, tap that /Q and type in your question so we can pop it up here and put it on the screen and we can address it. Now, I was just so excited when you and I even talked about doing this thing together, just because of the similar passion that we have for life and for people, really, and what we want to see happen for people. What is your vision for what you would like to see happen for what you see happening? Let me not see what you would like to see, because that implies that it ain't gonna come. That you're contemplating. So words are important. Let's say, what is the vision you have for your ministry in the next 12 months?
Well, even before I got a hold of Periscope, one of the things I had started was the Million Smile March, and I want to make 1 million people smile. My vision for First Church of Periscope is for it to go viral. I want to pastor the world. I want to motivate the world, and Periscope is allowing that to come into reality. I'm so excited about that. I want to touch the whole world. And when I broadcast, Gerald, I mean, people from all over the world are tuned in, watching us by way of Periscope. And so that vision that I saw myself being an international icon for motivation is happening right before my eyes. And something else I wanted to do today while I'm here, I have some paperwork for Gerald Dubose, and I want to ordain you as one of my ministerial affiliates for First Church of Periscope, because a little birdie told me they call you right reverend. So tonight, in front of your congregation, I want to dub you as the right reverend, and I'm gonna give you a license to go ahead and preach like your sister has already dubbed you as the right reverend.
Oh, Doc, you got me. Okay. All right. Wait, hey, a pastor now. Look at that. See, Sherry just came in. Yeah, I appreciate that so, Doc. I thank you for that. And just the fact that you're passionate and what you do for people, Doc, and just to have you in this space sharing with people, I feel really, really honored to be part of this energy right now. So we're going to talk to people about how they get their vision. Can I put some pennies in the collection plate? Oh, Sherry, see now you're gonna make the sales part come out of me, because my side to that always is, we love the money that jingles. We love every offering, and the kind that jingles, but the kind that fold really benefits us even more.
All right.
So it's all good, and you can fold a penny. You're a bad sister, Sherry. I believe you. If you can fold a penny, you are pretty thorough. So anybody have any questions for Dr. Sims while we still have him right now? Any questions? Somebody want to jump in, have a conversation? I see so many of my good people here. I know if John was not on the plane, he would already be in this seat.
Amen. Amen.
We couldn't have kept John out of this seat if he was not on the plane.
Yes, sir.
All right. Here, Bruno has a question for you. Dr. Sims, what is the most painful challenge that you are facing right now? Great question, Bruno.
That's a great question. Well, like I said, I really, my business is in its infant stages, because, like I said, I got fired from my job, my engineering job, April of last year. And so I really just started really working my business, starting the First Church of Periscope. And I had a conversation with God, about 8 weeks ago. And he told me, if I can handle now, while everything is in its infant stages, if I can endure now, tomorrow is going to be all right. And so the most painful thing you have to endure, and Gerald and I talked about this last week, if you can endure your now, I feel the preach coming. If you can endure now, because now is not tomorrow. Tomorrow, everything is going to be better. But if you can endure the now of your situation, when things are not coming up, when the calls are not coming, when the clients are not coming, when the products are not selling, if you can endure your now, tomorrow is going to be better. So I'm having to endure my now. And my now is, I'm not getting as many calls that I want. I'm not getting as many engagements as I want. I'm not getting as many clients as I may want. And things are just still in the infant stages right now. So I just got to be patient. And so the most painful thing for all of us is to be patient and understand, again, that law we talked about, sowing and reaping. And one of my quotes is, you cannot sow and reap at the same time. So you have to be patient in the sowing season. So because Galatians says, if you will reap in due season, if you faint not, because there's a fifth season, right, Reverend? There's a fifth season. You got springtime, summertime, winter, and fall. But there's a fifth season. And it is the due season. Okay, I'm done.
You're about to go there. You're about to go there, Doc. You're about to get me fired up. I mean, because the thing is, you got to understand that you got to go through something to get to something. You have to get prepared for whatever it is you're heading to, because the person that you are right now is not the person that can accomplish what you need to accomplish further down the road. See, people don't understand the hardships come because it has to harden you and your resolve so that when the new challenges come, you are bigger than that problem, and the problem is not bigger than you. And that's where people forget about that part of the journey and why that part is so important, because that is what makes your story. That is your testimony. And the first word in testimony is what?
That's right.
You got to pass, you know?
Come on, right, Reverend. Come on, right, Reverend.
Test in order to be able to get there. So it's important and vital that people know that your now is necessary. Your pain, your hurts are there so you can learn lessons that you can then pass on to heal other people. Your hurt,
that's right,
so that you can heal somebody else.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Your now is necessary. I like that.
So, prepare so you don't have to get ready, knowing if you don't give up, it will manifest. Yes, that's so true. That is so true, Mary. Absolutely. It is power in perseverance.
Yes, sir. That's right. That's right. That's exactly right. So you're welcome. That was a great question, Bruno.
All right. Does anybody else have any questions for Dr. Sims? Want to jump in real quick? We got about maybe 10 more minutes, and then we're going to have to let the good doctor go and let him tend to his business. And we are so appreciative of having him here tonight. This has been crazy, but it's still been on fire. So it doesn't really matter.
That's right.
You know.
That's right.
Anybody else have any questions for Dr. Sims? Want to jump in, ask a question, comment, anything like that? The seat is open. So if you don't, we can run our mouth though. That's not even a problem. It's only 10 minutes. It's only 10 minutes. Vanessa says, "Can you tell us about your new book?" Oh, that's right. We both got books. Okay.
Oh, yeah. I have a book signing for I Declare Love, a book signing in Atlanta, Georgia on January the 30th. I Declare Love. It's a 21-day devotional to improve your self-esteem. And we're going to be at the Microsoft office in the Lenox Mall. And it's a devotional to help your self-esteem. Now, that following Monday, February the 1st, we're having a book launch. We're having a launch party at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time for Just What the Doctor Ordered. It is a 21-day prescription to become a more positive person. It's a collection of my quotes. And one of my quotes is LOL, living out loud. In 2015, you dumbed down. You have been dumbing yourself down for a long time, just trying to fit in. You an eagle, and you've been hanging with chicken heads. It's time to leave the chicken coop. It's time to get out of the chicken coop, because eagles and chickens are not meant to hang together. And you have been an eagle in your life, but you have dumbed down to hang with chickens. And the chickens are not even feeling you because you're too big to be a chicken. But anyway. So it's time to stop. It's time to stop fitting in. It's time to stop fitting in. So we're having a launch party February the 1st for my new release, Just What the Doctor Ordered.
Awesome. And I want to acknowledge Sherry said something really powerful over there. And I really wish she would join us real quick. But she said it's not about waiting, but what you do while you're waiting. Because so many people, and Doc, we talk about this, you know, and I guess that's where we're about to go with it, you know, that it's not. So many people kill me with this, especially, you know, us, the good Christian folk, you know.
Okay.
This word, Doc, drives me crazy, and yeah, I can't even get it out. It drives me so crazy. Well, I'm just waiting on God. I don't let it go, and I'm just waiting on God. What? You what? Don't you know that God waiting on you? What you talking about? You waiting on God?
You meddling preacher. You meddling preacher. You meddling.
I'm
Preacher.
waiting on God. God waiting on you. He's not going to move until you move. Providence doesn't move until you move. There can be no motion if you put nothing in motion.
That's right. That's exactly right, Gerald. That's exactly right. And where I go with that when I talk to people about that is look at Joseph. He was waiting on God because he was in prison. While he was in prison, waiting on him out, he used his gifting while he was in jail because he interpreted the dreams of the chef and the butler. And he told them, when you get back to Pharaoh, tell him I'm here. And so he used his gift while waiting. If he had not used his gifting, the chef or the butler could not have told Pharaoh when Pharaoh had his dream, his vision of what was about to transpire. Pharaoh could not have been told that there was somebody in jail that could interpret his dream. So while you're waiting, you need to be sharpening your gifting.
Absolutely. You better get sharper. You know, because that is what I believe God is doing when you're going through these tests. He's got to stretch you. He's got to make you grow. You know, here's something I want to give people, just a last little piece from me. How many of you all in here, just by the number one, if you can put it in the chat, want to make more money this year? Just put a 1 in the chat. Robert puts a 9. Of course, Robert's going to put. You know, if there's nothing else I know about my brother.
Robert. Hey, Robert.
I know he's going to do something that is uniquely him. Okay. How many of you all want to make maybe double what you did last year? Put a 1 in the chat.
Amen.
Robert puts an 8. Of course, so he decreased it by 1. You're supposed to go up, Robert. You can't go down. So here is something that's very important. So many people I've talked to, and now Melanie puts a 9 in. So many people that I talk to have these preconceived numbers because of what society says of what they want.
Right.
You know, $100,000 a year. That's what I'm shooting for. You know, if I was a millionaire, I'd be good. I would never have to, you know, do anything else. And you ask them what they want, and they say, yeah, I want to make $140,000, $150,000 a year. But if you have never even made 60, 75, how do you get to that 140 in that big of a leap? Because what you have to do and who you have to be to make $140,000, $150,000 is a world away from what you have to do and who you have to be when you are at that other level. And people don't realize the work in between. So that's right. Hey, I want to make more money. Okay, so double your effort. Get up earlier. Do 10 more things than you did yesterday. Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to do that consistently? Are you willing to make 30 phone calls instead of 5? You know, it's all in the effort that you must do to be that other thing, because you have to become a new person. You have to be a new person to be at that level. The $30,000, the Gerald Dubose that earned $35,000, $40,000 coming out of high school is not the Gerald Dubose today. He couldn't be. I couldn't do those same things and do what I do today.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. Because I'm totally different. I'm totally different than I was April the 17th of last year. I'm a different person today than I was 10 months ago. And being fired from that job was the best thing in the world to happen to me. When you're living on purpose, some things going to happen to you that's going to make you scratch your head, but they're good things for you to happen to take you, like Gerald said, to that next level. Some things got to happen to get you to that next level.
Absolutely. You know, and Sherry said it right there. If you can't handle $10, how do you expect to handle $150K? And to those who are given much, much is expected. Yeah, and as they say, much is required.
That's right.
Not even expected, required.
That's right. So now, Gerald, that you have been ordained as the right reverend, much is going to be required, brother.
Oh my goodness. Sherry says, so if you win the lottery, I'm expecting a lot from you. Sherry, I don't even play the lottery. So if I win, oh, you're gonna expect a whole lot, because I'm gonna give a whole lot away, because that's a true miracle. If I won and I didn't play. But you know, because I talked about that, because I won the lottery already.
Amen.
I already won the lottery. These people are playing the Powerball, where they have a chance of 1 in 292 million shot at being a billionaire.
That's right.
1 in
That's
292 million. You were one of 256 million already.
That's right.
And you were given a purpose. Do that and your life will be richer for it. Invest in that. You know, people will invest that $10, $20 in a dream, in something they're wanting and wishing, but they don't want to invest that $10, $20 a week in something that where they have to work and be willing to do the work, and they will reap the rewards 20,000 times over. It's amazing to me. Your vision has to be supported with dedication and commitment, because as Dr. Sims said, you have valleys and mountaintop experiences along the way. You cannot quit in the valleys. No, because the valley is where your value is.
I like that.
How you gonna quit down there? That's where you're getting all the stuff you need that's gonna take you to the mountaintop.
Amen.
So Dr. Sims, we're getting close to I know that time. So I want to give you a chance to close out and just let the people know how they can reach the good doctor. Let them know about your upcoming engagements and things of that nature, because I'm looking forward. We have to do this again without the technical difficulty, and we can really,
yes, sir,
really rock this thing out the right way. So tell the good people how they can get in touch with the good Dr. Walter Sims.
Yes, sir. Well, in just a few moments, we're going to be broadcasting on Periscope for our Wednesday night Bible study. In just a few moments, we're going to have Bible study. I'm on Periscope. I'm at Dr. Walter Sims. Here on Blab, I'm at Dr. Walter Sims. If you would like to email me, shoot me an email, ministermotivation@gmail.com. And for anybody that watched us tonight, if you're the very first person to email me and say that you saw me on the Right Reverend Greater Clock show, talking about vision, talking about purpose, you email me and I will give you a complimentary consultation valued at $750. I'll give that to you tonight as part of our fellowship tonight. So the very first person that emails me, ministermotivation@gmail.com, we'll sit down and we'll peel back one of your layers and see if you're really living on purpose. And if you want to find me, you can find me on Twitter at Dr. Walter Sims. My website is ministerofmotivation.com. My business phone is 205-225-9757. And hey, if all else fails, you can Google me. And I've done enough things now that I'm Googleable, if that's even a word.
Yeah, that's my line right there. I always say, "Are you Googleable?" They are Googleable. Yes, I have poetic license, people. I write, so I get to do that. But Doc, it has been phenomenal. And I'm gonna get ready to take this thing off the record. Sonia, hey Sonia, good to see you, sis. Sherry says, she's glad she made the service. She's gonna put in a lot of foldable pennies for us. So we appreciate the pennies. You know what I'm saying? A penny for your thoughts. So we appreciate that, and we gave a lot of them. So we'll take the pennies too. Yes, people think money is the problem when it is them. Absolutely. So I'm going to close this thing out off the record, but we can have a little after blab if Doc has a couple more minutes. And I just want to tell everybody, yes, you know, that I appreciate you. I heard the following, are you Googleicious? Really? Oh my goodness. Are you Googleicious? I love it. So,
my name is Googleicious.
I'm too Googleicious for you, instead of anyway. So we're going to close this thing out, and we thank you for joining us for Great O'Clock. We will be back again on Monday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. In closing, as we always do, we have a very special program coming up too. We're going to announce on Monday with New Wealth Order. We're doing some pretty big things, and I personally have something I want to announce on Monday as well. So, as we close, as I always say, we choose what type of life we have by the choices that we make. So I hope you all choose to be exceptional. I will see you all on Monday evening for another Great O'Clock.